Welcome to Casa de Atalaia, Memories Place. Until very recently, we vinified here around 250,000 litres of wine, mostly red, and 6,000 litres of pomace brandy were distilled every year. Today, we will travel into the past and find what took place in this winery in that time. Everything begins during the dormancy vine period, when the vineyard is pruned and fertilized while awaiting for spring to arrive. With gradually increasing of temperatures, the vine begins its vegetative cycle and bud break starts. The growing of shoots, leaves, flowers and fruits will continue until the complete ripening. Berry change color, and in the case of red grapes, the softness of bitter tannins suited to wine production. When vintage begins, the grapes started to be taken to the winery. At the grapes arriving, the containers were unloaded into the receiving bin, where grapes were directing to a crusher destemmer. Through mechanical processes, the grape berries were crushed, separated from the stalks, and moved along to the vinification vats. In the first stage, when alcoholic fermentation took place, obtained from the transformation of sugar into alcohol, the wine yeasts were introduced in order to facilitate the process. During this stage, the must was pumped several times a day from the bottom of the vat to the top, where it got into contact with the skins. It was then the time to separate the must from the skins. Wine was transported to other vats, while the pomace was transported into a hydraulic press, where any residual wine was extracted. After that, the remaining solids were distilled through an evaporation process that produced a transparent liquid with a high alcoholic content, a pomace brandy, usually known as aguardente bercaceira. Meanwhile, the wine started the malolactic fermentation phase when malic acid was transformed into lactic acid. This stage took around 30 days. At the end of that process, the wine and the pomace brandy were sold in bulk to wine bottling companies. After the retirement of vinifying tradition, this old winery became nowadays a place where memories are preserved and a space of leisure and culture. Today, Casa de Atalaia is also a bottling company that, through its wines, aims to help disseminate the excellence of Portuguese products.